It's my pleasure to release some owls into McDowell Mountain Regional Park. These are owls that were babies and fell out of the nest, or for whatever other reason. We're not sure their exact story, but they came to Liberty Wildlife as babies and their mother wasn't taking care of them anymore, so they got turned into Liberty Wildlife. At Liberty Wildlife, then a foster owl took over and started feeding them. So these owls are completely wild. They are going to want to get out of the box like crazy, and so it's not going to be graceful by any means, but these are owls that are ready to be free. In the wild, the mother takes care of them in the nest, feeds them till about 12 weeks of age, and then they fly. But then the mother takes care of them for several months and feeds them outside the nest. Anybody have that kind of experience with their kids? College students, right? So the mother will take care of the babies, and the baby, if you've ever been out on a really cold, dark night and heard a really strange shrieking noise,
yep.
have you heard that, Tabitha? That's the baby calling to the mom. So that's the equivalent of, I need money, I need food. So it's a kind of a neat sound. We've all heard a great horned owl sound. It sounds like a ooh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And a male will do a ooh, 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 and then the female ooh, 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 ooh. And then the babies will go. No one got that on film. So it is that's the noise that the babies make when they want to call their mom for food. So if you hear that strange noise at night, that's what it is. They're saying, hey mom, feed me.
Mm-hmm.
So these are young owls. They're now ready to be released. They were born in the spring of this year, and now they're ready to go. They don't need mom and dad's help feeding them anymore. We hope that they stay around here. I've given them names and hoping that they'll like their names and stay. Because it's Christmas time, the girl is Holly and the guy is Nick.
Oh.
I hope they like them. So earlier, the reason that we have to do this at either dusk or after dusk is because it's dangerous for owls. You wouldn't think that, but if you're an owl flying around in the daytime, you're going to get dive bombed by ravens and hawks and other flying raptors that are that are defending their territory. So they're going to be like, ah, and they're not going to have a very good chance. Now, when these guys take off tonight, and hopefully it'll be a little bit darker, so we are stalling a little bit. They have an advantage over the hawks and the ravens because the hawks and the ravens now, it's not their time of day now. They're going to sleep and they're like, ooh, it's getting dark, I better go to roost. Owls can see really, really, really well, as you all know, right?
Mm-hmm.
These owls' eyes are going to be so big, you're going to be amazed if you've never seen an owl up close before. And the reason they look so big is proportionally, if we had the same size eyes, our eyes would be the size of grapefruits. So they have eyes that are so huge in their skull that they cannot move their eyeballs. That's why they can move their head. Can they move their heads all the way around? Anybody?
No, but close.
About 270 degrees that they can move their eyes, that they move their head. So they can't turn their head all the way around. No 360s, no exorcists. So they're pretty lazy. That's why sometimes they fall out of nests, because they don't make them and they're not very good. So if they end up with a really good nest, they fix it up with a couple of sticks, they call it good, then hopefully they'll have a successful brood of 2 to 5 chicks.
And do they return to those nests?
And they return to those nests year after year. As long as they're not disturbed too much. If they're disturbed too much, then they'll choose a new nest location the next year.
How big is the territory that they live in?
About 2.5 acres. So we have 2 pairs that we know of in the park, and none of them are near this location. That's why I decided to release them here. We're hoping that because these 2 were raised in the same, one came from Phoenix, the other one came from Gilbert. So they're not related. And so Romeo and Juliet, no, they're not related, but they have been raised together in the same pen. So they've been together for long enough that Jan Miller at Liberty Wildlife says that there's a good chance that they'll actually end up a mated pair.
Oh, cool.
The theory is that great horned owls mate for life as long as one or the other isn't killed, but they don't stay together during the non-mating season. They stay together during just during the mating season, and the other time of year you're not likely to see two together. So if you're wondering why now you have two on your roof, that's why. All right, let's see who we've got. All right, calling this one Nick, after Saint Nick. Would you help me with the box then? So I want you to keep it closed so it doesn't fly out at me.
Are we ready to duck?
All right. I got him. You can open it up now. I don't want you to get your hands in the way. Okay, perfect.
Oh.
All right. You're ready to go, huh? He's ready. All right. This is Nick. He's a male. He's about probably about 2 pounds. It looks like he weighs a lot more, but it's all feathers. All right. What do you think? Are you ready to go to your new home? Okay, if he flies towards you, you can cover your hands with your head. Don't worry about ducking. He probably won't, but if he happens to kind of stumble, then it's okay. He's not going to get you while he flies. All right, are you ready? Here we go.
See where he goes.